I opened it and it turned on. Oh.
No, I didn't even know. Kaylee, go with KJ.
Okay.
That's fine. Oh, what? Oh.
I think you're live, though.
I'm the host. Welcome, everybody, to High Velocity. Oh, now Steph's the host. Oh, man. Are we live or no?
I believe so. I mean, that's what they.
Hey, how you doing?
Run with it, Ed.
So, how's it going over there, Tim?
It is going wonderful, buddy.
Beautiful
How are
day.
you?
How's the rain? Is it raining over there?
As of right now, no. That's why I am outside. Hopefully, it doesn't start raining. I'm chilling by the pool, man. I'm finally off work before 10 at night, you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
You know what? We
How's that
are
beer
live.
going?
And welcome to High Velocity. Sorry about that. I thought all our keys were plugged in, but apparently they weren't. So here we are. And if you hear any noise in the background, that's my daughter humming. So, gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Great. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing well. I actually ended up in a very unexpected and actually quite ridiculous debate because the truth of the matter is it's not even a debate. And before we get into what we want to talk about, I just want you guys to give me your take as Yankee fans, especially. I have people in one of my group chats arguing that Derek Jeter was better all time than A-Rod.
Not even close.
No.
Not same stratosphere.
No, I can't say that. I can't say that at all. I could say he's as a favorite, yeah, absolutely. As a favorite in baseball, yeah, absolutely. As a objectively as a player, no.
And here's my thing, right? I get it, the Jeter allure, you know, and Eddie, this right here is a perfect example of how people overrate players. It doesn't mean they're bad, but when you do things like this, it's very easy to overrate a player, like say putting Derek Jeter and A-Rod in the same sentence. It's honestly baffling, mind-boggling, whatever you want to call it. But to think that because Jeter has more World Series, or because A-Rod moved to third, or because Jeter has a higher batting average career-wise, or because Jeter, quote-unquote, hit with a higher batting average with runners in scoring position, he was the better baseball talent, is some of the most ridiculous things that have ever been spoken on any baseball argument known to man.
Greg, I get you. Listen, let me tell you about the overrated thing, right? I feel as you can make a statement or argument for overrated when you create a baseline. Now, he can be overrated in the context of when you're comparing him to Alex Rodriguez. But if you're talking about in the context of baseball, I can't say when people say he's overrated, that's too broad.
But here's
of a target.
I could see that, but here's where I'll push back a bit, because saying Jeter didn't deserve all 5 of his Gold Gloves, and then somebody pushing back and say he absolutely did, he was a great defender, that would be overrating him. It doesn't mean he's a bad player. It doesn't mean that he, wasn't an amazing defender. It just means slightly he didn't deserve what he was given to him based on the metrics. But in that case, it would be overrated.
Yeah, exactly, because you created a baseline. At that point, yes, you can overrate a player at that point if you create a baseline. Yes.
Okay, so you want a baseline. Okay, I get you.
I think you need a baseline.
Welcome. I see you. Appreciate you getting on, in the workplace and all. But as you can see, we kind of just delved into a little bit of the Derek Jeter versus A-Rod, and how in one of my group chats somebody said jumped out the window and said A-Rod, Derek Jeter was more talented than A-Rod, or had the better career, so he's better.
Absolutely, I agree with that statement.
That Derek Jeter's a better player than A-Rod?
No, the other way around. George Steinbrenner didn't want A-Rod.
What I was trying to tell him is
George
just because they
Steinbrenner
had
didn't
a better
want A-Rod
career
as the face of the
doesn't make you the better player.
I agree with that statement 100%.
Jerry,
A-Rod should have been the shortstop for the Yankees, but George Steinbrenner wanted a Yankee lifetime player, so he made Derek Jeter a lifetime shortstop. He said, A-Rod, go kick rocks, go play third base.
But Jeter couldn't play third base. A-Rod is the one who was able to make the change. You're not throwing away Derek Jeter, so what you have to do, you move the person capable of making the move, and that's A-Rod. Jeter couldn't have done that.
No, he can. And Simon, if you're listening, these are Yankee fans, one Red Sox fan, but Yankee fans saying this. So this is not some biased Yankee hate. Derek Jeter was not able to do what Manny Machado, Cal Ripken, and A-Rod were able to do, and that was make a smooth transition from shortstop to third base. He was defensively incapable of making that switch.
He was not a good defender, period, man. Like, he honestly wasn't. Like, 5, he didn't deserve any. And I love the Yankees, and I love Jeter. He was a liability in the field at all times. He was slow. He made plays that looked brilliant, but to any other shortstop would have been, just another ground ball, and that's honestly what he was. And he's a great hitter. But to put him anywhere near the tier of A-Rod, like talent wise, is ridiculous to me.
Yeah. And it all stemmed from, Bo Bichette's play earlier today where, he essentially fielded a ball on short left field grass behind the third baseman and almost made a flat-footed throw to first base on a line to Kevin Biggio. And my caption was, at least he didn't have to jump. And you guys are laughing because you know exactly what I mean by that.
Yeah.
He has
It's a good one.
Capabilities to make that play without having to use some type of extra oomph to get the ball to first base.
Yeah, but today's fielder, to be honest with you, is I have to say more skilled. They have more ability. They have a lot more ability, a lot more range, stronger arms. They make things look so easy, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to get better with the training that you get, the people you see before you, all of that. I feel as if it doesn't shock me that someone like Bo Bichette can make a play like that, because I feel like there's a lot of good fielders.
Yeah, 100%.
What
were you going to say, Tim?
No, sorry. I was talking to the dog. I was moving aside. It's about to rain on me.
I bet you the dog agrees with us, too.
The dog's going to be all up in my grill now. You guys need to chill.
Yeah. So now that we are all on the same page and there was nothing blasphemous spoken, we can actually continue with what we wanted to discuss. And that is AL and NL MVP frontrunners. So we're going to start with the AL, right? Andres, you look real excited, so I'm going to start with you.
So, in my non-biased opinion, if the season was to end today, the MVP would be Mr. Aaron Judge. Number one, because a lot of people were trying to say that he's not worth his money, which is stupid because why are we pocket watching? It's not our money. Number two, he's proven that he's that guy. He's 4th in winnable replacement, 2nd in weighted runs created, 1st in slugging, and 2nd in OPS. And then the other candidates, in my opinion, are Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Devers, and J-Ram. I think J-Ram is the most underrated player in baseball today. Mike Trout is actually 2nd in winnable replacement, and he's 1st in weighted runs created. It's crazy because it's June 2nd, and Mike Trout has a weighted runs created of 197. The league average, by the way, is 100. He's 2nd in slugging and 2nd in OPS. So Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Rafi Devers, and J-Ram are all in that conversation. But if I had a vote, I'd probably lean towards Aaron Judge. I know the easy pick is going to be Mike Trout because obviously it's Michael Nelson Trout, but I'm going to go out of the limb and say Aaron Judge.
I appreciate that, Mr. Numbers. Also, what you just said about Mike Trout puts into perspective how ridiculous Angel's Twitter was when he didn't get on base 2 games in a row for the first time since 2017.
Spoiled.
Easily one of the most ridiculous things I have ever encountered on Twitter. And I know you saw that too, Tim. All you can do is
They were saying he's washed, bro. They were saying he's washed. Yeah, dude, 1 OPS, washed, bro. Come on, man. That's why I try to stay away from Twitter as much as I possibly can.
What about you? What about you, Tim? Who's your AL MVP frontrunners right now?
Frontrunners are basically the same as Dre said. I would throw Ohtani up in there. I would give a shout to Martin Perez at this point. He's a pitcher, but I mean,
really,
what he's doing is outrageous. I mean, do I think he's gonna keep it up? Not a chance. But we're talking about right now. And I mean, to have 10 starts and to have a 1.42. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, what are we in? What is this, like 1912 or something? Like,
playing in Texas, no less.
Like, yeah, it's insane. Like, it really is. And shout out to his catcher, Jonah Heim, who is raking and playing a good defense. And not many people seem to notice. And so I just wanted to mention that because I'm a big Jonah Heim guy.
Sorry about that, but I do live in Flatbush, so if you hear music just pulling up, there's always a party outside. So
It's Manny.
We love that.
Now, Eddie, what's your thoughts? Background, by the way, Eddie.
An ice cream truck, right? Oh, I thought I'm hearing ice cream. I can't disagree. I cannot disagree with Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, as of right now, disclaimer: the Yankees are overachieving right now. No one expected them to do this in the season right now, to be 20 games over or 21 games over 500. To the pitching to be as excellent as it has been, and to have pretty much taken care of their division, unlike they did last year. I think you always have to reward the best team in the league. So at this point, his numbers don't disappoint. So I'm going to give it to him right now, primarily because his numbers match, and he's got the best team in baseball as of right now.
As of right now.
As of right now. As of right now.
I like the disclaimer, Eddie. Eddie's learning his lesson, so he doesn't.
I'm not jumping the gun, okay?
Now, okay, continue, Eddie.
I got 2 other people, and the safe answer here is going to be Mike Trout. That's the safe answer.
Well, they already
robbed. I'm gonna throw a curveball here, okay? You might throw a pie in my face, but whatever. I'm gonna give some love to Ty France. Okay,
my man.
I'm gonna give some love to Ty France. Okay,
I like it.
Ty France is having an excellent year so far. His team, I feel, even though they've been drifting downward a little bit, they're like eight games under 500. That's a team that you expect towards the end of the year to be there. Okay, he has a very high batting average. He's driving in runs. He has a chance to be clutch in when it matters, and I think he has a good chance as of right now because of the start he has to be an MVP candidate. And third will be Mike Trout. Those are my 3.
Okay. So for me, obviously Aaron Judge hitting his 19th home run today, which was an absolute laser. So a funny story about that. I was at work and I put my phone down while I was listening to the game, and I went in the fridge and I just heard the crack of the bat. I was like, oh, well, that's gone. Immediately knew it was going off the bat. And I think it had an exit velo like 109 or something silly like that. It wouldn't surprise me if Aaron Judge is leading the league in an average exit velo.
It's just funny because like one of my friends, he's like a Yankees fan. So whenever Devers goes deep, I'm like, bro, listen to this. And then when Judge goes deep, he's like, today he sent me the video. Like, yo, listen to this. And then, like you hear the crack of the bat and you're like, goodbye.
It's a different sound when certain guys hit the ball out.
Giancarlo Stanton, man, Jesus, dude. It's like he's going to like injure somebody that's like 450 feet away someday.
Also parenting while
and his exit velocity is crazy opposite field.
Yeah, it is.
And he's not a pull hitter. He spreads the ball out, and he can hit the ball as hard as he hits it, pushing. He spreads the ball out. So
let me tell you something. Like, not to shift topics, but like I feel like Yankee fans give Stan a lot of shit, but like he really shows up in the playoffs. I think he has like 1 point. 1.033 OPS or something, but he's special when October rolls
Drace, it's not just the playoffs. Ever since he's become a Yankee, he's been great. It's just Yankee fans, and that's it. He's been injured or great. They look at his numbers. They don't lie. And,
it's no in between.
Yeah, and the Yankee fans just for some reason think that he's a garbage, this, that, they're paying the contract or something. Like, get out of here, man. His this is just off the top, but I would say his OPS since joining the Yankees is well over 8, maybe even 9 for the entire time on the Yankees. That's insane. That is incredibly good.
The league average OPS right now is 698.
Remember last year when Manny and Chuck, shout out to you guys, shameless, when you guys did the funeral on the Yankees? In August, from August to September, he's one of the main reasons they actually made it to the play-in game. Or whatever you want to call it,
the wild card. This is not the garbage NBA, man. We're talking about a real sport right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Drace, I loved your shout out of J-Ram. I think he flies under the radar because he plays in Cleveland, but he's really doing it up. 13 home runs, 52 RBIs, just a shade under 300 with 30 plus runs scored, and definitely over 1,000 OPS. I think if it's tough I would say tough to overcome Judge, but I'm gonna have Judge has it now, but I think J-Ram could surpass him. I think Judge goes cold a bit, and
J-Ram is special, man.
He is, and he has no pressure on him out there.
None at all. None at all. There's no expectations out there. It's just play baseball, you know.
Yep. And obviously we have the baseball great one, Mike Trout, sitting at third. You know,
he's all right?
I would say I would give it to Trout right now, honestly. And I'm a Yankee fan. I
honestly think you can't go wrong with either pick.
Yeah, Trout's just. I mean, and every team should like chip in money to like be like, yo, can you just leave? Like,
start a GoFundMe.
He's like that. He's like that level good. Like it's like unfair, really.
Yeah. So for me, I'm sorry, I have to ask you guys: do you have any dark horses for MVP? Dark horses on the spot.
The only other guy, like I said, was Devers. I feel like Devers isn't getting recognition. He's like top 3 right now, win above replacement. He's top 5 in OPS, top 3 in weight runs. I think he's top 5 weight runs created. On base percentage, I think he's in the top 10. Like, not to be biased, but Devers is going very under the radar, and he's been carrying the Red Sox. Him, JD, and Xander, all 3 have been carrying the Red Sox offense all year. So, not to be biased, but Rafi is going to be my dark horse.
I'm going to go with the Red Sox as well. Did I lose you guys?
You're good.
You're good.
I'm going to go with the Red Sox as well, but a different Red Sox. I'm going to go Xander. I think his past month, he's really been coming on. The dude's unbelievable. His fielding could be a little bit better. And out of a shortstop, I would like a good fielder. But, I mean, just he's been raking, man. He's been raking. And dark horse-wise, other than Perez, as I said, but I don't expect that to last. So I'm going to go Xander.
Eddie, what about you?
How long is Tim Anderson out for? Is he out for a little bit?
Not too long. I don't think
it's that long.
My dark horse, I'm gonna go with Tim Anderson.
But
I think that Tim Anderson has a chance that if the White Sox to take over that division and not have to get into the wild card, he's their leading hitter. He's gonna hit like 350 in the year. He's gonna score his runs. He's
350.
Whoa! He's gonna hit 350 for the year.
I'm just saying, he could. Real. He could. I'm shooting a number out there, right? Dark horse.
Whoa!
He can. No, but you act like he can't. He can hit 350. Maybe realistic. Maybe 330. Maybe.
What is Todd Helton back in the league, or what's going on?
But I'm not saying he's going to hit 350. I'm saying he has the ability to hit 350. So
He
I
does, but there's a different. A lot of players have the ability to, like Aaron Judge has the ability to bat 350. Doesn't mean he's going to bat 350.
but we're talking a dark horse here because to be honest with you,
Well,
I don't see any.
I have no problem with your choice of dark horse. I actually really like it. It's the
nobody's
350.
going to take over Judge, in my opinion. I don't think anybody's going to take over Judge. I feel as if, especially because it's a contract year, especially because it's a contract year.
And Ty France.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Ty France was a good pick for dark horse.
Yeah, but I my dark horse, I'll give Tim Anderson.
So thank you, Eddie, for kind of serving up my dark horse since we're talking guys hitting over 350. And I'm going to go with another Red Sox. I wish Eddie would have completed, the quad angle, if that's what you call it.
Julio Daniel
I can't lie.
Martinez.
I'm going to go JD Martinez.
Austin.
Right? JD Martinez may not have the power numbers or quite the RBIs, but I do think he can sustain hitting 350. He is that type of hitter where he could do it.
Oh, yeah.
And especially in that lineup, and the power numbers are going to come. It's just a matter of time. So you get a guy that hits 360, 370, top 3 in a batting title, and he's top 5 in home runs and RBIs. And in baseball, it doesn't really matter as much where the team finishes, much to the chagrin of Kenneth Irby. But
we're not going to give him attention. He doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve it.
You can see him kind of being in the mix of a top 5 or top 3 MVP finish with those type of numbers, especially if he's in line to win a batting title. So let's shift over to the NL now. My favorite league, for obvious reasons. But Tim, we're gonna start with you. Your NL front runners. I think this is a real spicy one.
This one for me as of right now comes down to 2 people and 2 people only. And I'm gonna go Mookie and the other one being Manny. But personally, I'm taking Mookie as of right now. Always loved Mookie. The guy's just as good in the field as he is at the plate. There's no aspect to that man's game that is bad. He has
51 runs scored.
He's just like, I love watching him. Like, he's probably my favorite player to watch, other than maybe Jazz Chisholm. He's probably my favorite player to watch.
Shout out the Bahamas.
Yeah, shout out.
All right. Eddie, what about you?
You're gonna smile, Greg. You're gonna smile. I have to give love to the top team. I have to give love to the Mets, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say it's Pete Alonso. Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna say that. As far as it goes, no. Again, we always focus on the drop off of what the Mets are gonna do. Okay. Pete Alonso has the ability to carry that team just offensively with his power, home runs, everything, right? If I had to give 3, and it sucks because a month ago I would have said Manny Machado, right? But my top other 2, I have to give it to Paul Goldschmidt. Have to. He's having a great year, not a good year, a great year. Okay, and Mookie Betts. I think Mookie Betts will probably be my second one, and Paul being my third one. But I got Pete Alonso right now for me as the front runner of MVP for National League because you got to show love to the top team. I have to.
I appreciate that, Eddie. I don't know if I quite agree with you yet, but we'll get to it. Andres, what about you?
Oh, bias aside, I gotta go with my guy Marcus Lynn Betts, man. He is first in weighted in wins above replacement. He is second in weighted runs created. He is second in OPS and second in slugging percentage. For the people that like statistics, Mookie Betts right now through 48 games has the same win above replacement as he did last year through 130, 140 games. So he's back in his Birkin, back in his element. Like Tim said, I love watching him play. He's probably my favorite player in the MLB right now. Not with our Red Sox bias aside. The other 2 players, gotta give a shout out to Manny Machado and Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt right now is leading the league in OPS. For the people that don't know what OPS is, I'm gonna explain it to you. OPS combines on-base percentage and slugging percentage into one stat. We're not in 1955 anymore. We don't have to be looking at average. I'm sorry. Paul Goldschmidt is third in win above replacement, first in OPS, first in slugging, and second in weighted runs created. And then Manny Machado, who was actually first in win above replacement until yesterday, is second in win above replacement, sixth in slugging percentage, third in OPS, and third in weighted runs created. So my guy Marcus Lynn Betts is going to become the second player to win MVP in both leagues, and I'm saying that right now, June 2nd, 2022.
So for me, I appreciate all you guys answer. And I think, and like I said, I think the NL is a little more closely contested than the AL. But we had.
I think they both are, man. They both are, because you got. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry. So you got
You're
Judge,
right.
Trout, Devers, J-Ram, and you got Goldie, Machado, and Mookie. So it's like it's up in the air.
Yeah. So initially, I think if we had this conversation a week ago, it would have been Manny Machado.
I agree.
You know, if we had it, but this week, after seeing what Mookie did, 14 home runs in May, just essentially putting that offense on his back, it was very impressive. But since we're talking right now, I'm going to have to go Goldie. Doesn't mean Mookie won't win it, but right now in this moment, I'm going to go Goldie. Got the 23-game hitting streak. You know, like you said, leading the league in OPS. Without Goldie, you take away Goldie from the St. Louis Cardinals, I don't know if they're over 500. I don't.
I agree.
They're the Cardinals.
Especially the way they look.
They're the Cardinals, so they'd win 94 games and they'd make the playoffs.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way to win 90 games somehow because they just don't finish under 500. But I think he means so much of that offense, and he's like what I would call a silent leader, right? You're never going to see him really rah-rah, but he talks with his play, and you know that's the type of leadership that doesn't get mentioned enough. You know, we always hear about the vocal leaders and things like that. So if we had to give it up right now, I'll give it to Goldie. So now let's go with some dark horses. Eddie, who's your dark horse? Even though I think your original pick is kind of a dark horse, to be honest.
Yeah.
My dark horse, honestly, is going to be Manny Machado. And I'm going to say why. The reason why is because...
He's Dominican.
No.
Manny would appreciate that.
I cannot get it out of my head how San Diego underachieved last year. I cannot get that out of my head. So while last year, I'm always gonna leave it around right now that he that there's a chance that they can go ahead and have a decline as a team, right? I think that is sustainable for what he's doing. Yeah, maybe he's probably going to drop off a little bit on the batting average. He's going to get some of his power numbers. So I could see him sticking around throughout the whole season. So my dark horse is Manny Machado.
Tim?
Dark horse, and here we go again, round two. Corbin Burns, dark horse for MVP. Got smacked around first game of the year. Ever since, all of his starts have been quality starts, but one. His last start was phenomenal. The guy is just, I mean, he's still sub 2 after that opening day when, you know, his ERA was like 40 something or whatever it was after the game. You know, it's just, he's incredible. He's just, I don't know what goes on with his pitches, but it seems like nobody could even see them. Like they seem lost. And it seems like when Kerry Wood came up and was on a good day and he was on and the hitters were just like, what is happening? That's Corbin Burns every start. Like, so that's my dark horse.
Andres, what about you?
I don't want to pick the same guy that Tim picked because he stole my pick, but I'm going to go out of a limb and just say Jazz Chisholm because he's been fantastic. I think he's top 10 in win above replacements right now for the Marlins. Another pick that I wouldn't mind, honestly, not to be biased against him because he's one of my favorite players, but Lindor has been really, really good this year.
Damn,
I feel like a lot of people listen, man, we're picking each other's dark horses. I feel like a lot of people are really underlooking Lindor and they're focused on his batting average and how much he gets paid. But like I said before, man, it's not your money. So like, why are you even worried? Like, why are you losing sleep at night over him batting 265, 270? His OPS has been over 800. I think he's top 10 in win above replacement. He plays like the old heads say. I'm not talking about you guys, like older people than us. He plays the game the right way, whatever the hell you call that. but he's very talented. I'm just happy to see him perform and stuff. So I'm gonna go with Jazz Chisholm or Francisco Lindor.
So, Eddie, you gave yours?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Machado.
So, I agree. Lindor was definitely going to be my first pick as dark horse because of what you said. He's up there in runs scored. He's up there in even RBIs, even though he's hitting 260.
He's no Jeff McNeil. That's all I'm saying.
Lindor had the most RBIs in a month by a Met since Mike Piazza.
Yeah, he also has a 10-game RBI streak. Yeah, he has a 10-game RBI streak, which is really dope. But I'm going to go two Mets here, Lindor, and piggyback off Eddie's original pick, Alonso. Alonso, I believe, is leading the league, if not, or tied for first with 47 RBIs, 13 jacks. He's looking like the polar bear we were used to a couple seasons ago. Now, so Tim, you kind of segued us a little bit with the Corbin Burns pick. Let's talk about Cy Young and Cy Young front runners. And we're going to start in the AL, which I think is a little more clear-cut than the NL. But
I don't know about clear-cut.
I don't know about that.
We'll see. We'll see. Tim, what's your take on Cy Young front runners?
Oh, man. Well, for the NL, I mean, I think I made it pretty clear. Yeah, I think as of right now, it's Corbin Burns.
Wait. We're on the AL. We're on the AL.
Oh, we're on the AL? Okay.
Yeah.
As of right now, I'm giving it to Shane McClanahan.
I like
it. Dude's been lights out. Goes deep into games, which the Rays need or don't need. Who knows what the Rays need or don't need?
Who knows? Yeah.
It's good, but it's good that he actually goes deep into games. He strikes out a ton of people. His swing and miss rate is just outrageous. Like the dude is the real deal. But I would also throw up, Verlander and Gausman probably as the 2 and 3 right now. At this moment, I would have Nestor in the top 5, and I really like Alek Manoah, so I'm gonna put him in the top 5.
I love his red glove. That. Love it.
And he's gigantic, and he scares me.
Andres, what about you? Who are your AL Cy Young front runners?
So I'm just going to go with one person and one person only. Tim touched upon it, but I'm going to say it. One of the biggest acquisitions of the offseason has to be Mr. Kevin Gausman. Kevin Gausman is number 1 right now in win above replacement amongst pitchers, number 1 in fielding independent pitching, and number 1 in expected fielding independent pitching. He doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but he's 5th, I think, in K per 9 innings. So Kevin Gausman has been phenomenal. The Blue Jays look like they flipped the switch the last the last week and a half.
I don't mean to cut you off, but Gausman's also leading the league in his K to walk ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't walk anybody for like the first something like 50 plus innings. He had 0 walks. It was insane. Yeah. No, this year.
Oh, this year he did it again?
Yeah, he did it again, dude.
Oh, Corbin Burns was the one that didn't do it this year. That's
yeah. Insane.
Yeah, Kevin Gausman has been insane. In my opinion, one of the biggest acquisitions because I thought it was the right thing to let Robbie Ray go. As you could see, his ERA is like north of 6 now.
Yeah, my fantasy team also can see it.
So my final answer is going to be Kevin Gausman and his win above replacement for the Toronto Blue Jays.
He also has a nice flow. It's higher than Burns is?
Yeah, it's like 2.7, I think.
Oh, all right.
What about you, Eddie?
The answer is obvious. I know you guys don't want to say it.
He's going to say
that. You guys don't want to say it. I'm sorry.
I said his name.
I know you said his name. It's obvious. I'm going to tell you who it is, and I'm going to tell you why it is, okay? Cy Young, as of today, is Nestor Cortez. He's
Trevor Valdez. You were close.
And I'm going to tell you why Nestor Cortez is the Cy Young right now in the American League. He is the head of the pitching staff currently for the New York Yankees, who have a top 3 pitching in all of baseball, okay? And they have the best team in all of baseball. He has been sustainable. He has pitched above what people would think he's capable of. Realistically, who the hell thinks that Nestor Cortez is capable right now of being second in ERA, okay, in the American League, 68 strikeouts, the second or third lowest whip in baseball, okay? Nestor Cortez, in my opinion, is the Cy Young of the American League today. That's as of today. Second, I'm gonna go. No. You wait your turn, bro. You have a show. You have a show. I don't. Okay. You have a show. Okay. Second, I'm gonna go with somebody who I'm happy that Tim mentioned him. But I didn't feel he was gonna get mentioned so much. Justin Verlander. He's having an excellent year. He's like 57 years old and he's having an amazing year.
Damn, bro.
And third, I'm gonna give some love to the guy from Texas.
Martin Perez, dude.
I give him some love. I have to give him some love.
As of right now, it would be him, but I'm dissed.
As of right now, starting the All-Star game would be Nestor Cortez. Okay, go ahead, and Andres.
So you said Nestor Cortez was the head honcho of the Yankees pitching rotation.
Right now, as of right now, yes.
Not the guy that they paid $36 million a year for.
Facts. The same way that the head of the Boston Red Sox is in Chris Sale. Same exact way.
Not the same thing at all, because Chris Sale actually won a championship. Continue.
Hold on.
That's irrelevant, Andres, to what's going on, to the conversation at hand.
I actually think Justin Verlander took a dip in the Lazarus pit. I'm convinced.
Well, I hate Justin Verlander, man. I cannot stand that dude. Like, he is such an off-brand mad bum. Like, he tries to be mad bum, but he's not nearly as funny or like quirky or cool. He's just like a loser that happens to be amazing at pitching. That's my take on Justin
Tell us
Verlander.
How you really feel, Tim.
Yeah.
But for me, if we had to give it out today, it would be the guy in Texas that no one expected, who had a 4.74 ERA last year.
I agree.
But number two behind him, I'm gonna have to agree with Tim and say McClanahan, because I think he's leading the league in Ks at 81. And
yeah, he's number one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and again, the Tampa Bay Rays always just figure out a way how to just get it done with guys that were throwaways from other organizations.
Or guys that the Pirates give them.
Also that. And if I had to go number three, you know what, Eddie? I'm not gonna do it to you. I was gonna do it, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna save him for my dark horse. I'll throw in Nestor, but for the sake of being controversial, I'll actually refrain from it this time, which is off-brand for me. So let's shift over to the NL. Tim, we already know where you stand. Let's go with Eddie. I want to hear what Eddie has to say.
Wait, hold up. What about our dark horse? Because I want to mention him.
You're right. My bad. AL dark horses. Andres.
Go ahead, Andres.
AL dark horse. I don't want to agree, but you know what? Let me not go out of a limb here. I think Nestor has had a fantastic year. He's had a lot of quality starts today. He picked off Ohtani at first base, and Ohtani had a rough day at the on the mound against the Yankees.
Another blow to my fantasy team.
Listen, man, there's no rules in fantasy, and it's just like funny because like you can't even enjoy a game because you're like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, I need you to perform.
Right? After he gave up the third solo shot, I'm like, all right, maybe I can still get a quality start. And boom, DJ goes deep.
Yeah, but I think Nestor Cortez has been phenomenal. I feel like a lot of Yankee fans would not say coming into the season that they thought that Nestor Cortez was going to be this good. And if you did, you're probably very biased or you're just afraid of being wrong. So I think Nestor Cortez is top 5 in fielding independent pitching. I think he's top 5 in winnable replacement. He's been phenomenal, man. And I'm surprised the ghost of George Steinbrenner hasn't come to his door and be like, shave that mustache right now. So shout out.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation about Yankees and silly facial hair.
Listen, he loved Rod Guidry. There was no way he's having him shave that off, man. Get out of here.
Shout out to Nasty Nestor. Shout out to Nasty Nestor.
Eddie, what about you? Who's your dark horse?
My dark horse, I wanted to mention him when I was mentioning my top Cy Young people, but I'm like, you know what? Let me save him. Manoa's having a phenomenal year. I got to see that giant, that 6'20" freaking guy. He threw a gem. He threw a gem versus the Yankees. I got to see him pitch versus the Yankees, and it wasn't a pretty sight. It almost felt like he no-hit us earlier in the year. I think like Manoa's he can stay there and his team can compete and overtake the Yankees. I think that he has a good shot.
The presence.
So,
you gotta go with I gotta go with Michael Kopech from south side of Chicago over there.
You know what? I was almost with you. But that's a good one.
He is he's basically just unbelievable. His swing and miss rate, if you take a look at that, is incredible. Like his stuff, and I'm so happy for him because like he went through a lot of stuff, anxiety issues, depression. They didn't know if he was going to play baseball again. Now he's out there, sub-2 ERA. His record's only 1-1, but who cares about records? Like he goes out there every game and he shoves, he strikes out, he gets out of jams. He just does what he has to do. It's not his fault that the White Sox, for some reason, are absolutely horrible.
So
we love it.
For me, my dark horse is Logan Gilbert. Right?
I'm not mad at that.
Top 10 in ERA. Looking at his average exit velo, the average exit velo is around 91 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, which is not that great when you think about it in terms of exit velo in the big leagues. So he's pitching really well. I think he's top 10 in Ks as well.
I think he's a fly ball pitcher though.
Yeah, he is. Which works well in Seattle, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it explains the velo though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
Good catch. But I that's who I have as my dark horse. He has 5 wins, and to be honest, he's the one who's anchored that Seattle rotation. It hasn't been the reigning Cy Young and Robbie Ray.
The Mickey Mouse Cy Young.
Tell us how you really feel. And
it's the truth, man.
Can't end the segment without mentioning Scooble.
Sir.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
I had two more. I was gonna go Scooble and on the real dark side, George Kirby.
Wow, I'm not mad at George Kirby.
All right, George Kirby looks like he's gonna have a healthy swing and miss rate, and Scooble has just been dominating. If we really
he's next level.
For those of you that don't know who Scooble is out in Detroit. Talik, how you pronounce it? Tariq.
Yeah,
Tariq Scooble.
I think okay. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, and I was gonna say for those of you that are not huge fans, that is a name to look out for. But when you look at the daily probables, if you see him on there, you have MLB TV. Make sure you go watch. Must see TV.
And make sure you gamble because they're usually still plus odds because they're the Tigers.
This is also true. So, good catch by our gambling.
We're not
allegedly our gambling.
We are not sponsored by FanDuel yet or Bovada.
Okay, let's shift gears to the NL real quick. Who do we have as our NL Cy Young?
I feel like it's.
I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but I want to see where Eddie goes. Eddie's the wild card. You're muted, Eddie.
I'm gonna be a wild card here because I know
knew it.
I know what all of you guys want, and let me tell you, I want him to. I want him to be the Cy Young, and more than likely, I would say he's probably going to win the Cy Young. But I have to give some love to a team that failed miserably last year, the San Diego Padres, and I'm going to go ahead and go with.
Don't do it. Oh,
I'm going to do it. I know who you want. You, the legitimate one. No, get out. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I wanted you guys to trade him to us. Okay. I wanted Musgrove. Okay, but whatever. My second is going to be Corbin Burns. He's going to be number 1. He's going to win Cy Young. But my curveball is obviously going to be.
Whoa, way too early. Way
so,
too
yeah,
Yeah.
so, no, he's gonna win Cy Young. He's gonna win it, but I'm gonna go with, as of right now, Joe Musgrove, just because I like to be different.
Joe Musgrove. Didn't I tell you guys Eddie was gonna throw a monkey wrench in it? I knew it.
Yeah, I had to.
Tim.
I'm just upset with Eddie right now for saying that name in my presence. But yeah, for me it's Burns at this point in the year, no doubt, and I would follow it up with honestly 2 guys from the same team, and it's a team that most would not expect. It's Sandy Alcantara and Pablo Lopez from the Marlins. They
Those
are
guys
both stealing.
You
that
stole my
they
my
have
pick,
the
man.
pitching that will be in this conversation for not just this year, but years to come. So those that know.
Mm-hmm.
He took my pick, man.
They are both dealing, man. Alcantara's been going off, and then Lopez is like, "Oh yeah, I'll one up you," and they're just going back and forth. It's a sight to see, man. It's a fun team.
Wait, Tim. What country is Pablo Lopez from?
Is he Venezuela?
Yes, sir.
I did not know that one. All right, there we go. La Vino Tinto.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So Andres,
love it.
where are you gonna go?
My pick is Corbin Burns. Like Tim said, against the Cubs opening day, Corbin Burns looked like a deer in headlights. I don't know why everyone uses that reference, but hey, it works.
Have you ever seen a deer in headlights when you're driving?
Yeah, they just bug, bro. They just look at you like, what? Yeah.
I've seen it
in a crazy experience.
I've seen it in Are We There Yet? But that's about it, really. Corbin Burns is top 3 in ERA, top 3 in win above replacement. He leads the league right now in expected fielding, independent pitching. I mean, like y'all said, if he's on, you have to watch MLB TV. For the people that have T-Mobile, shout out to T-Mobile. We're not sponsored by T-Mobile, but God bless them for free MLB TV every single year.
Right.
My dark horse pick, it's going to be tough. I don't want to go against my guy, but I'm going to go with Sandy Alcantara. He's been phenomenal. The other day, he had like 7 innings. He had like 14 strikeouts. I think it was the first time this season that a pitcher has had 7 innings and 14 Ks. I don't think he allowed a single run. The Marlins are under the radar because they're not really a mainstream team. But listen, this pitching staff is going to be phenomenal in a couple of years. Edward Cabrera, yesterday, he threw the fastest changeup in the history of the game.
That was
pretty
ridiculous.
crazy. 96 miles per hour changeup.
But I mean, at that point, is it really that effective?
If it has sink, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's the break on? I didn't see it. I
need to see the horizontal break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't been able to check baseball.
I'm sorry, vertical break. My bad.
Yeah,
You
but
want-
if it doesn't move, is it classified as a changeup though?
Honestly, I don't even know what it would look like in the box.
It has to move. It has to dip. It has to have some kind of dip on it.
Yeah, and then like I know we're talking about pitchers, but Jesus Sanchez hit a 496 piss missile the other day at Coors Field. So shout out to him. It was like a triple decker.
Team Puerto Rico.
Now that we're talking about Coors Field, we got to give a shout out to CJ Crone. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he is unbelievable.
Absolutely,
he's the only reason to watch the Rockies right now.
Yeah, he really is. He's fun to watch, man. And like when they got him, it was an afterthought. And now look at him, and I'm just happy for the dude.
And you know what's crazy? When he came in with the Angels, he showed flashes, but he was never able to put it together consistently. So I'm very happy for him. You know, I hope he never leaves Coors because it looks like he found a home there, and he's able to keep producing. But for me, on the NL Cy Young front, I'm gonna go with Pablo Lopez. All right, leading the league in ERA, top 5 in WHIP. You know, I know Corbin Burns is that guy, but I'm gonna take the outlier. I won't jump out the window like Eddie did. But I'm gonna go with Pablo Lopez, and that Miami team is gonna be something scary in like 2 to 3 years. They got
if the front office doesn't want to be cheap bastards, then
especially if six though can bounce back from surgery, you know. And now, like, you got baby Jesus Luzardo back on the IL. It's like
Meyer.
It's not. Well, yeah, you got Max Meyer, who was destroying AAA. A couple bad starts, but he's starting to pick it back up. I I mean, the pitching in that organization is just
it's honestly ridiculous. It reminds me of the old Oakland A's when they had Zito, Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder coming up. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, all at the same time. Remember that
exactly.
with Carlos Pena and Eric Chavez too,
Yep.
Tejada. They all came up around the same time.
Yeah,
something serious.
And I think the Marlins going to end up regretting not giving Derek Jeter what he wanted because his ability
the thing
bring in talent goes really unnoticed in the baseball conversation.
Yeah, but so they wanted to pay Nick Castellanos, and Jeter wanted them to pay Nick Castellanos, and then the organization said no, whatever, and then that's why he left because they were so hesitant to spend on talent. And like I get it, but like you look at a guy like Nick Castellanos, is he really moving the needle right now for the Phillies?
I don't think it was about him moving the needle as in terms of numbers, but to have veteran leadership along with some of the stats,
Yeah, but Nick Castellanos, but leadership.
Nick Castellanos is a bit underrated in my opinion.
I agree.
I think he's a great all around player. I don't know what you mean by. Am I missing something with Jerry saying he's like not a good leader? Because I
just think like defensively he's just not that guy really. Like with the bat,
I'm not talking about his play, but having that veteran presence in the clubhouse matters. Look at the
and he's only what? He's only 30 years old.
Yeah.
30, yeah.
Look at the difference in the Mets approach on the field this year as opposed to last year when you bring in guys like Marte and Canna. Canna's not necessarily a guy you would think moved the needle.
Out of the park, Mark. That's my guy.
You look at the quality of at-bats he has. You look at his hustle, the way he plays defense in all three outfield positions. He's never going to be a player that you're like, yeah, that's an all-star, but he matters in the clubhouse. And that's what I think Nick could have been for the Marlins. I thought I was muted. Oh, I almost thought I was muted.
No. Canna's that guy. But Marte's the man. Yeah, I love Starling Marte so much.
He's also jacked.
Yeah, he's the man. Like I love that guy.
But yeah, and my last two, I'm gonna go with Corbin Burns, obviously, and do I want to do it? Do I want to? You know what? I was gonna pick a Brave. I refuse. Suck it, Cam.
Kyle Wright, you're beat Kyle Wright.
Yes, I thought about it, but nope. My good conscience won't let me do it, so I won't. My bias won't let me do it. I'm gonna go with Alcantara as well. So I got two Miami Marlins. Now,
I like
before we get out of here,
we gotta do sleeper real quick because I want to say my sleeper is Josh Hader.
You know what? That's my bad.
Josh Hader.
Hey, Tim, who's your sleeper?
Josh Hader.
Wow, as NL Cy Young, I like it. Rolaids relief pitcher of the year and Cy Young.
Dude, special.
He is special. Also, as a lefty, I never in my life would want to step in the box against Josh Hader.
There's no chance. You would have to pay me some incredible amount of money just to step foot.
Josh Hader has never seen me in the box, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Eddie, what about you?
I don't think you want to hear my sleeper.
Uh-oh.
They're
gonna take us off the air.
Eddie, shake the table.
I'm gonna do it and understand where I'm going with this. All right, I'm only going with this because he has the ability to have a mid-2 ERA and have like 22 wins. Okay.
Well, then he's gonna win.
I'm just saying it counts for something. Okay. I'm gonna go weird with this. Okay. I'm gonna go with Tyler Anderson from the Dodgers.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I went there.
What?
I went there. Listen, if you can go on record and saying that Boston is going to win the division, I can go ahead and call Tyler Anderson.
Speaking of the
Dodgers,
how did the Dodgers do in their last series? I missed it.
Let them know, Tim.
Wait,
Buccos, sweep. 5-1 on the year, LA. What about that? That's 29.8% of your losses have come to the Buccos. How do you like that?
Love keeping this.
They feel like Boston and Baltimore.
Nah,
look at that. You're worried about Papa. I love it.
Oh, and yeah, Tucapita's up. Marcano's up. He's up.
I love
And he
Tucapita.
hit his
Andres,
first
you
2
had
home
something to
runs.
say in
hit a
response to
sack
his
bunt.
Tyler Anderson pick?
About like I don't know if he's trolling or not. I can't tell at this point. That's like you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this real quick. If Jacob deGrom comes back after the All-Star break, looking like Jacob deGrom, he could possibly win Cy Young.
That would be outrageous. But
Oh, he won't.
if anyone could do it, it would
It's
be
him.
DeGrom. Yeah. So,
Bro, like deGrom last year, he wasn't even having video game numbers. Like he was just having like illegal numbers. Like you can't even do that in a video game. Seriously.
What's he gonna pitch? Like 12 games, man? Come on.
Not 12.
Be honest. He's gonna pitch like 12 or 15 games. No way. There's no way he'll pitch more than 12 or 15 games. There's no way,
saying, bro.
Even if he throws 15 games, if he's as dominant as he was in the first half, he's gonna be in a conversation.
Yeah, but he could be 15-0 and he'll still have missed half.
The wins are
year.
not
That's
what we're
the problem.
talking about. The wins
No. But what I'm saying is, in those games, he could be dominant and win all those games. And at the end of the day, it still won't be enough.
But Tyler Anderson will be enough, right?
Eddie,
Tyler Anderson might pitch a whole year. This guy, when is kickoff coming back? July?
Eddie, why would you not go with Urias?
Huh?
Why did you not?
Because I want to go real dark horse. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god. Let's get to the marquee matchups, Greg. Take it away before we talk about Tyler Anderson for the next 45 minutes.
Real quick, my dark horse for Cy Young is actually Zach Gallen.
Yes. Snake.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen a trade where both teams won? Because Jazz has been phenomenal and Gallen has been phenomenal.
Yep, top 5 in ERA, top 5 in WHIP, and you know what? Diamondbacks are not a bad team. They play hard. You know,
no, they really do. They really do. Honestly, Baltimore does too. Baltimore's lineup is not a joke, and people seem to think that they're a joke of a team. Like 1 through 6 or 7 in that lineup. Yeah, that is they're not professional hitters. Yeah, they're hard outs.
This is why rebuilding in baseball is like so much different than like other sports.
100%. Now, marquee matchups.
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Everybody knows what it is.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all mankind, baseball fans and non-baseball fans, you are tuning in this weekend to watch the Mets and the Dodgers give us a little preview of possibly the NLCS. At the beginning of the year, I said the Dodgers weren't going to make the NLCS. I'm going to stick to it. I don't care. But this Mets team has been phenomenal. They got Vegeta and Goku in the chamber, just waiting to be on the mound again. I mean, you got the best two teams in the NL. The Mets are a half game back from the Yankees, for the best record in major leagues. Another marquee matchup, the Padres and the Brewers. I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong. I was wrong about the Padres. I didn't think they would be able to do this. I know they have a phenomenal pitching, but I thought that the Tatis being out was going to hurt them. Clearly, it hasn't. The Brewers and Padres, and then number 3 on the American League, I got the Minnesota Twins. The Twins have been phenomenal this year, even without Correa performing to like his top 10 standards, and the Blue Jays, who just won 7 or 8 in a row. So they're your 3 marquee matchups this weekend: Mets, Dodgers, Padres, Brewers, and Twins, Blue Jays.
Way to take all our thunder, bro.
If you don't have MLB TV, find someone that does and watch Mets Dodgers this weekend. Or if you live in New York, just turn on SNY and watch the great Gary Cohen. All I'm going to say.
All right, Eddie, why are you shaking your head, bro? Let me know why you're shaking your head.
I'm going to be honest with you. I took a look today, and I looked at all the matchups this weekend, and there's a lot of boring matchups. It's a terrible listing of games, okay? And I didn't want to be so obvious and pick the Mets versus the Dodgers, although that's going to be the biggest series that's of the whole weekend. I wanted to pick the Yankees, but they're playing Detroit. It's terrible. I'm going to go with San Diego and Milwaukee. They're both, I guess, close in talent, close in ability, close in the standings. I think that there's a potential playoff matchup, and I think that that's probably the second marquee series of the weekend against the Mets and the Dodgers. I didn't see too many this weekend, to be honest with you.
All right, Tim, what about you?
Oh man, well, Drace basically took a lot of them, so I'm gonna roll with. We got the Snakes coming to PNC Park this weekend, and we have the Buccos off a sweep in LA, and they won. They lost the series in San Diego 2-1, but every game was 4-2, 4-3. So they're playing good baseball right now. They have just brought up to compete on Marcano. Rodolfo Castro is now in the lineup every day. These are all rookies, by the way. All right. Roanzi is starting tomorrow night. Sawinski's in the lineup every day. They're finally, all the young guys are there. And I just want to see how they perform. Yeah, I want to see how they perform. Another one would be the White Sox Rays, because it's huge. I mean, it's huge for the White Sox. It's big for the Rays too, obviously, but the White Sox are just, I mean, they just got swept by the Jays, and they're just, you know, at 23 and 29 now, I believe. And it's just, they lose this series, or God forbid get swept, man, that they're digging themselves a huge hole. They're lucky they're in the division they're in. But still, that would be terrible.
Yep. I'm actually, because like I said, Andre stole a lot of thunder, but an interesting matchup that just started. Cubs Cardinals, not necessarily because of the records, but because the Cubs are starting a guy named Keegan Thompson, who's 5-0 with an ERA under 2. So, you know, I think it'll be interesting to watch, see how he pitches against a lineup like the Cardinals. See if a guy like this, unknown, can end Goldie's hitting streak, would be cool. You know, the like Eddie said, the clear obvious one is Mets Dodgers.
Huge rivalry, also, Greg. I hope they fight each other.
But the other matchup that I do think is intriguing is Jays Twins over the weekend. You know, Twins are leading the Central. Jays are trying to fight back to catch the Yankees. I think that's a really important series. I know it's early, but I do think these series play. I think it was Howie Rose who said it. You can't win the World Series in, you know, April, May, June, but you can definitely lose.
You lose it. Yep.
You know, so these are the type of series that are real important. I think we got so interesting. Twins are going to start Chichi Gonzalez first start against Yusuke Kikuchi. So that's definitely something to tune in.
Is that a white flag waving there, or?
You know, I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I think I'm going to be coaching that night, so I won't get to tune in live, but I'm definitely going to check out the highlights after that just to see how that game flowed. You know? But
yeah,
fellas, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Next week, you know, hopefully we get into some college baseball. We'll have, you know, regionals. We should be up on super regionals by that time.
It'll be super
Shout out
regional.
to Hofstra University for winning their first ever CAA title and making it into the Chapel Hill Regional.
And ahead of time, shout out for beating the Tar Heels tomorrow.
I like it. Anybody have anything to add before we sign off?
I do.
Go ahead, Eddie.
As great of a month as Boston has had, how many games are they behind the Yankees?
You want me to answer that, or is that a rhetorical question?
They're 12. You don't have to. There's 12 games in the loss column.
But
you own us. You own us. My bad.
Wait. Let me analyze. Wait, Greg, help me out here. So the Yankees are 21 games over 500, right? 21, right? And they're worried about the Mets, who are never going to be the face of New York, and the Boston Red Sox, who stink. Can you help me analyze that?
But who's worried about
you guys are?
I've been giving the Mets props, nothing but props.
Oh, we could put the WhatsApp group chat on the line.
Go ahead. Have I been giving the Mets props? I have been giving the Mets props. I went to the Mets game.
I've never said a bad word about the Mets.
I rooted for the Mets, okay? Manny could tell you he wanted to hit me. I rooted for the Mets, okay?
Manny should be hit himself, but that's neither here nor there.
But as long as we finish 15 games above Boston, I don't care where we finish. I'm okay.
And then lose in the first round of the playoffs. Like yearly tradition, like no other. Go Yankees.
I'm okay with that. I just hate Boston. I hate Boston. Let's go Golden State.
Real quick, who you guys got tonight? Eddie got Golden State.
Golden State.
Who you got, Andres?
I'm not discussing non-sports on a sports.
I think the
live
Celtics
show.
win
I'm
the
sorry,
series.
but I got
I
bought.
think the Celtics win the
Celtics.
series.
Pretty. If you guys want to win money, you bet Celtics in 6.
Wow. All right. I mean, on that note, so we got the Boston Red Sox are 12 games down in the loss column, and
11 and a half. Oh, yeah.
Damn,
got-
Eddie, you watch the Red Sox more than I do.
we got 50% of the
Damn,
panel
look
here
at you.
picking the Celtics to win the series. That is something I cannot get on board with.
Wait. Time out. Are you picking the Warriors because you hate Carl? Or you're picking the Warriors because you think they're gonna win?
Can both of them be true?
Yes, all the above. All the above is also an answer.
I just don't want Carl to use that meme because I promise you, if Boston wins, he's gonna bring it back to me when I told him stop throwing subliminals with that meme.
They're
Gonna
gonna
say-
win,
he's
bro.
gonna say,
It's not a. It's a.
The last
It's not
time the
a.
defensive player of the year won, the Boston won the championship. He's gonna say that. I promise.
Yeah, guess who gave him that statistic?
You did.
Yeah, it's not. It's bro. I'm telling you right now, the Warriors have 0 chance. Like it's a spoiler. The Warriors are not gonna win this series.
I mean,
And-
if Jordan Poole goes unconscious again, dude, anything's possible.
Absolutely, gotta do it. Michael Jordan Poole has been inconsistent.
Yeah.
But fellas, we also have 10-10 tonight. We have Taiwan Walker going for the Mets in LA. So you guys said you're rooting for the Mets. So I expect to see nothing but positivity in the chat tonight.
Hey, I was watching the Giants
They're
Mets
gonna
game when they went like 9 innings. I was watching that the whole entire game.
This series has lined up perfectly because this may be the only time I chirp the Mets because we just swept them. So
The New York Mets, man.
lined up
That'd
perfectly.
be awesome. 6 games in a row. Lose.
So, fellas, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you guys. This was fun. Hopefully, we have you guys
Hell
back
yeah.
next week.
Hell yeah.
For my
Best sport in
contributors,
America.
Tim, Eddie, and Andres, I'm Greg Polius, and we're out. See you guys.